Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Desiree from Witch Energy, and today we're going to talk about how to recognize people who carry their problems outside of their aura. Yeah, so let's begin. So firstly, what is an aura? An aura is, if you're not clairvoyant, an invisible energy field around your body. It has different colors, and usually if something is wrong with you, physically or mentally, energetically, there's sort of a dent in your aura. That's fine. And if you have a problem, you carry that within your aura. But there are people who carry that outside of their aura. Sometimes because they're just wired to do that way, they just like it. Sometimes because there is a sort of curse on them, that feels differently. But okay, if you're visiting someone who has a habit of carrying their problems outside of their aura, you feel that in different ways, and I'm going to explain that to you. The first thing is, after you get home visiting them, you are really tired. Really tired. That's a typical symptom of dealing with someone who carries their problems that way. Maybe you think, yeah, but are there not so many other reasons to get tired from a person? Yes. But if someone has a curse on them, you feel it differently. If someone is an energy vampire, you feel it differently. But just the thing with carrying problems outside of the aura makes you tired. But for example, if you're clairsentient, you feel their problems like it's your own, but you don't really get tired. The second thing is, you get bad luck, but not the big kinds, like with curses. No, just a little. Because it's all about time and time management. That's where you get bad luck. For example, you're so tired that you sleep a day away, or they talk so much, because that's also a symptom, that you miss your train, but it always ends up with timing management, time problems. And of course, you're tired because of logical reasons, because if someone carries their problems outside of their aura, they talk a lot about themselves, because just they try to send their problems to you any way they can, energetically, but also sort of physically, with words. Another aspect is you usually get those things, bad luck, etc., being tired, after seeing them, but not whilst texting them or something, but after really seeing them or being on the phone with them. Everything just takes a long time, and that's when you get the symptoms, which differs from people who, for example, have a curse on them, which brings real bad luck, like car accidents and etc. Then you get those bad luck randomly and not really when you see them. Okay. Last aspect is, when you see them, you get really tired, of course. But if you see, let's say, that aunt with other people like nephews or nieces, then you get less tired. But the more one-on-one you are with that person, the more tired you get. And the more of the other complaints you get as well. So yeah, that's how you recognize people who carry their problems outside of their aura. Really interesting. So again, how they get there is probably some sort of a choice. Actually, it sounds really harsh, but like, why should you be happy and I'm not? That's a little how they think. Maybe they don't mean it that way. Also, another symptom, by the way, of carrying problems outside of those people, they always have some sort of physical complaints. Of course, nowadays everybody has that, but like, they really have it. Always something else, or maybe being overweight, because their subconsciousness, their intuition, their little thems, little me, they want to, try to change that person. They don't want that person to be that way. They want to try to fix the problems themselves. And if they want to reach out to them and tell them this is causing it, and etc., they sometimes work with pain complaints, because that forces them to stay home or not be as active and probably, hopefully, think. So almost every time, if someone is really carrying their problems outside of the aura, there's physically really something wrong with them. And if you're thinking about energy vampires and why this sum up doesn't really add up to that, it's because this energy vampires literally differently, and you don't see that from their body at all. So they're over another video. So that was it for carrying problems outside of yourself. I hope you recognize some things, of course, and know what to do. Let me know in the reaction. I always like that. And that was it. Don't forget to subscribe, and until next time.